Hello friends, my name is Vijay Kumar. Welcome you all to the Law Excellence IAS Academy, Namma Layak Bengaluru YouTube channel, Yashassina Bhavagite program. Today we have young and dynamic and most friendly 2017 batch IAS officer, Gopal Krishna B sir. To introduce sir has graduated from Bengaluru Medical College and Research Institute in the field of medicine in the year 2013. In the year 2017, sir has cleared IAS examination and has been posted in Karnataka cadre. Now, sir is working in Gulbarga. I welcome Gopal Krishna sir on behalf of Law Excellence family to the Yashassina Bhavagite program. Welcome you sir.
Thank you very much. It's a great opportunity to come and talk to you. I thank the entire Law Excellence staff for inviting me here. It's a pleasure to come and interact with you guys.
I use the word as most friendly officer because I encountered sir first time when I visited his home, and then that day sir was out of town. I met his mom and mother. She was very friendly and she invited us for dinner also. And today I would like to start this program by asking what is the role of their family in the journey of IAS.
So, for any aspirant, when they start their preparation, the most important thing is their support system. My support system being my family, my mother, my father, my brother, and my wife. So it took me almost 4 years to crack this exam. Each and every stage, whenever I used to fail, when I used to get down, it was those people who used to pull me up and encouraged me a lot. So all credit to them. There were times where me alone sitting in my room staring at the wall and thinking why this is happening to me, why I'm not able to clear the exam even though I'm giving all my effort. Those times I remember my mother used to tell me, God tests those people whom he loves the most. So this shows the kind of confidence they had in me and the kind of can say the support they gave me to clear this exam. So all credit to those people.
So being a doctor by profession, what made you to choose IAS as a career?
Yes, I did get into medical college. Once I started doing my internship, I realized myself that the kind of patience which is required for a doctor was lacking in me, and moreover, even from the childhood I wanted to become a civil servant. Once I started doing my compulsory rural service, that is the time I decided, this is the thing which is going to be my future. And I think even while sitting in the clinic also, I used to feel my personality never suited for that kind of desk job. So I always wanted to venture into the field where I used to interact with a lot of people and listening from them, listening to their grievances and trying to sort it out. That gave me the real kind of satisfaction, I can say. That made me to come into civil services.
Sir, I was going through your hobbies, sir, and I found that you have interest towards movies and reading books. I was going through your profile and I found one of the movie, One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. What made you, in what way that movie was influential for you?
For me, it was a different genre. Basically, as you said, I am a movie freak. I used to watch a lot of movies. Even in college days, school days, we used to do a lot of short movies.
Yes.
So that culture kicked in in my generation, where even in college fests and all, they used to conduct this competition. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is one of my favorite movies because of the making and the concept in the movie. Other than that, there are a lot of inspirational movies which really helped me during this preparation. I must mention one Kannada movie's name here, Prithvi. So it has inspired many like me.
Yes.
So that is movie. I suggest you also to watch the movie.
After completing your graduation in medicine, sir, you have worked for 2 years as a medical officer, and 1 year you worked as a tutor in ESI college. And during the working hours, how were you able to manage your studies?
I guess. So I started working once after the graduation. During that time, yes, I do agree. I used to hardly get around 5 hours. But since I had put in 10 months of my time in Delhi preparing for this exam, the foundation was already laid out. The only thing required was to update with the current affairs and revision. So that I used to plan during those 5 hours, which I used to get during the breaks, once after coming back from the work. And here I would like to mention one important thing. So people who are working, they always feel we are not getting enough time to prepare and even while working also, they'll be like it kind of creates a very uneasy situation for them during the work hours also. But what I did was I enjoyed the job which I was doing. So like I was basically a tutor in ESI Medical College. There I enjoyed teaching people. I enjoyed teaching students over there, and then it was a kind of relaxing time for me.
Yes.
But once after coming back from the work at home, I used to get serious, where like I had planned my schedule. Every day I used to plan my schedule and stick to that schedule. 5 years of thorough preparation, I think would suffice.
Over this journey of preparation, sir, there might have been few of the lowest points in your life, and I would like to ask you, to our viewers also, to give them suggestions how you kept yourself motivated over this entire journey.
So everyone like at least during this preparation, like every day they cannot maintain the tempo. Like there will be ups and downs during our preparation time. There will be situations where you keep on asking whether I made the right choice or not. So but during these times, what I used to do was again, I told you I was a movie freak. Like every day I used to watch at least one movie. I must say this. So that kind of helped me, and apart from that, I used to read a lot of topper strategy. So that is like, you know, where our toppers, our seniors used to share what mistakes they committed and how did they overcome that. So these things really helped me, and best thing what I can say is, so you can get motivated by others, but ultimately you should inspire yourself. You're here for a greater cause, and I think whenever you're feeling down, you know, maybe you should pray or meditate. You should find out those things like where you can come out of your depression or your sad state, and you know, move towards the target. So it is you who have made the decision. You have to struggle, and that is where, you know, your journey becomes sweeter once you look back. So ultimately it is you.
In this entire journey, sir, did you ever feel that, okay, this is done and I need to walk out?
There was no plan B for me. So I always had this thing in my mind. I don't know, like you might call it as overconfidence also. But once I started this preparation, I felt I'll clear this exam one or the other day. It's just a matter of time. That confidence I had. And I'll tell you, to all the beginners, all the freshers, so once if you are coming here, you should give your 100%. Because this exam is not tough because of the syllabus or the kind of questions they ask you in the exam. It is because of competition. So creamy layer of the country is coming and competing it here. So you need to be at your best, and you should give your 100%.
It is always said that first attempt is the best attempt, and as you go down the number of attempts, your best or your efficiency will come down. So what do you think, sir? Is it true or is it a myth?
I very much agree with that statement. First attempt is always the best attempt. As you keep on giving the exams, second attempt, third attempt, and all, your experience will increase. It will add on, but your intensity will come down. So first attempt is always the best attempt. So what I can suggest is, you know, learn from others' mistakes, and be sincere in your efforts. If you are like 100% honest to whatever you are doing, I think you will be able to clear this exam in the very first attempt. So like there are a lot of avenues, like, you know, you need to understand the exam properly, and then, like, you know, work towards it. So like take at least 15-20 days. I'm telling this again to the freshers, to understand the exam, read the syllabus, and consult your seniors, understand the exam, then start your preparation.
In this UPSC examination, usually when a student comes down to take up this exam, they only know about 4 services. That is IAS, IPS, IRS, sometimes speak about Indian Railway Services also. These are the elite services what they consider. But in 2016, you got into Indian Audit and Account Services, and in one of the interviews you have used as a phrase that is most elite and luxurious service. Many doesn't have an info about that services. So in 2016 when you joined, how was your experience, so that students can know?
I would like to speak about it. See, I was into Indian Audit and Account Services, as you said. So this was one of the elite services. This is one of the elite services, I must say. Sometimes I must say, like, every service has their own advantages and disadvantages. So after getting into IAS, even I am a human being, I start comparing things between IAS and IAAS. There are situations where I have felt, you know, I would have been more comfortable being in audit service. So there are advantages and disadvantages. Audits, like, it is one of the most elite services, you can say, and it is that one service which is not under the executive. I mean like the political executives. So it is totally free from any sort of pressures. So directly come under CAG, and like you do get to audit your embassies. Like you get an opportunity to go overseas for almost 5 years. So it's a very good service from that point of view for people like who are good in numbers. So like coming from the commerce background, CA background, those people, I think they should definitely put IAAS over customs and income tax, I would say.
Usually getting UPSC rank or getting into the final list, many of our dream. After getting into the list in 2016, what made you to drive again for the next attempt?
Once I started preparing for this exam, I always wanted to become an IAS officer. So this propelled me to write one more time. As I said, like IAS is one service which gives you an opportunity to interact, to go to the field, listen from the people, interact with them, like know what exactly is the root cause of the problem and solve it, and we can give solutions which are permanent and long lasting. So my personality suits this kind of job. This is what I found out over a period of time. Even after becoming a doctor, I did like a lot of jobs in between. I was a tutor here, so like there are so many things, but the ultimate satisfaction which I was looking for, I think I'm finding it in IAS.
After graduation from 2013 to at least 2016, you were on your own journey of struggles and studies. In this, family has played a major role. Apart from family, whom do you like to recall on this case?
My friends. So like they were together and like they handled me from the beginning of my journey till date. So I definitely, along with my family, they played a major role in my success. And I would like to mention some of my friends' names. So Akash was there, and then he is into services again. And then Dheeraj Cham, he is a doctor friend. Like he is the go-to person. Like whenever I am depressed, whenever I want to discuss something, he is the first person whom I call. So like there are a lot of friends like this. So friends, definitely they matter a lot. And even for people like who are preparing, please develop a group where like-minded people will come together and discuss things. Like they introspect themselves, how their preparation is going about. This will definitely help them.
That is really true, sir, because usually in the portals or suggestions from peers, what they usually get is you lock yourself in a room and never interact with your friends and never go out. That was the thing what was followed. So do you think, sir, the major section of your studies has to be in the isolation, and for at least one full year, that your examination process, you will have to keep yourself away from everyone, family, friends, and everyone?
See, it depends upon the individual, but if you ask me, say, I'll tell you very frankly. So this entire thing, when clearing the exam, not clearing the exam, it depends upon the individual. So he has to find out like which way is better for him, like which is the right way to crack this exam. So if I ask you to study for 5 hours and clear the exam, it might not be possible for you, or you can clear it by studying hardly for 2 hours also. So you have to find out like what is the optimum time period like you need to study to clear this exam. Similarly, there are people who have isolated themselves like and cleared the exam. There are people like doing everything, like all their hobbies, all their day-to-day activities, and then also clearing this exam. So it depends upon the individual. But only thing what I would like to tell you is, you have to be cheerful. You have to keep yourself happy. So this is not some kind of whatever they call as tapas and all. So this is one of the exams, one of the most toughest exams I can say. But you keep separate time for all these things. I used to watch a movie just to relax myself. So only if you are happy, only if you are cheerful, then only you can be active and then study for this.
Coming to your preparation and examination phase, sir, I would like to call you as Bazigar of prelims. From 2013 to 17, you have given 4 attempts, and every prelims you are able to clear. Is there any input or is there any suggestions over the prelims when we are facing it?
Bazigar is an overstatement, but I must admit, I always felt prelims is my stronghold. So I have cleared all 4 attempts in my prelims. So the thing is, I must say my foundation was very strong. Once I started this preparation, I thoroughly read NCRTs. NCRTs, I reiterate this point again and again, it is pure gold. Freshers, please do read NCRTs and revise them. This will help you a lot, maybe improving in your comprehension skills, and even the minutest details in the NCRTs have been asked again and again in the exams. So every year at least 10-15 questions become directly from NCRTs. So that is one thing I need to emphasize on. And apart from that, these standard textbooks which you are supposed to read them thoroughly. They call something called as reading between the lines. You need to do that on a regular basis and revise them at regular intervals. So this was the mantra, I guess. Making your basics strong and revising it again and again.
Usually when students come up for this preparation, sir, many freshers have a question in mind. Is prelims and mains are two separate entities, and I want to take up only prelims classes, or I want to take up only mains classes. So what is your suggestion with respect to these things?
So there is no separate preparation for prelims and mains. Prelims is an examination of an elimination. So where the serious candidates are selected and they will be issued a ticket to write the mains examination. I would say mains forms the crux of your exam. You should start your mains preparation from day one itself. Prelims, if you see, it's an examination where you have to give focus to the minutest details, whereas in mains you need to study the subject extensively. So start from mains preparation, maybe just 2 months or 3 months before prelims. You can do that intensive reading, that is, as I said, reading between the lines, where you get an opportunity to give a lot of mock tests also. So there is no separate preparation for prelims and mains.
Coming to the third phase of examinations, that is interview. Recently, many students have written this year mains also. I would like to ask, usually it is believed whatever you are preparing in prelims and mains is sufficient enough for your interview also. Some 1 or 2 mock interviews will make your journey easier through the interview board. I would like to ask your experience into the interview board, and what are the inputs for the students who are going to give the next interview, what is going to come up.
Till date, I have given 3 interviews. So all 3 interviews were not similar. It again depends upon the board, but I must say, so it is one of the conversation which you will have with your senior. So at the end of the day, those people who are sitting across the table, they have loads of experience coming from the different academic fields, and they will be an IAS officer or an IPS officer. So in front of these people, you need to behave like an officer. So there will be few qualities they'll be looking for, and apart from that, one important thing I would like to say to the people who are going to the interview, is the confidence, and they should speak with conviction. So what do you mean by conviction? So conviction is whatever they say, they must not bluff. Whatever they say, they need to substantiate it with some logic. So this is what is conviction. So the way you talk to your senior, some elderly person in your family, with some decency and with some respect, this is what they expect. And there will be few mock interviews also conducted by most of the premier coaching institutes here. That will help them a lot, and I would recommend 1 or 2 mock interviews, good quality mock interviews will suffice. So these are the things they should look for.
So with respect to interview again, I would like to ask, are there any preliminary key ingredients on which an aspirant has to focus upon, reading newspapers or taking up issues and discussing it with friends, maintaining himself or exposing his dressing sense in the interview board? Are there any things which he needs to very clearly focus upon?
Yes, see, the skeleton of your interview is in your hands only. That is DAF, Detailed Application Form. You need to sit and write out the questions that can come in your interview, and based on that you need to discuss. You should ask your friends, that like-minded group which I said. So you should discuss with them and try discussing the same answers in front of the mirror, in front of your friends, and 1 or 2 good quality mock interviews. That will suffice. And apart from that, I would say read newspapers regularly, and knowing the subject always gives you the confidence. So as I said, that is the main ingredient I can say before you enter into the preparation, the interview.
So these were the inputs with respect to preparation and examination phase. Coming to the other end, in the month of April 2018, when you were in Shimla, you got the results of IAS. Usually a trekker who reaches the peak of his success, then he enjoys whatever pain he has gone through the journey. How was your reaction when you got the results on that day?
So that day I still remember I was walking down the streets of Shimla. One of my seniors had come from the college. He is into IAAS and he was my senior in the services. So we had gone for treat, like we were going back to the academy. That time I got the results, I saw it in the PDF, and then in fact for a moment I reassured it again, like whether or not this is my name or my roll number. And so I was sure, I was carrying an umbrella. It was drizzling actually. So I just threw the umbrella. I hugged my friends and my seniors around. So it was a moment of satisfaction, a day of contentment, I can say. Party went till the late night, but and like there were innumerable calls and kept coming in. All of a sudden, like I started feeling like a celebrity. So, but at the end of the day, once if I look back, contentment is the word that I can say.
UPSC as a success of answer if it is taken as the equation will be UPSC plus studies, but in your case it was UPSC plus work plus X. So X factor that X factor is not always in everyone's life. We got to know that you had love marriage in 2016 before your mains. So UPSC plus work itself is a burdensome for many of them. UPSC plus marriage plus work. How was this journey, sir? Because again, it's all pillars of life which will have to run together. But managing it is the legendary part. So how did you manage after this?
So I'll not get into the details of how exactly I did, but I will say I'll keep it very short here. So what happened was from my school days, I was that kind of a person like where I used to enjoy this multitasking. So initial 1 or 2 years of my preparation, I was left with only studies. In fact, that didn't help me, I guess. But once all these started coming, so I think I was good at multitasking. Somehow, God was on my side. This kicked me, and like my friends, they say like even lady luck also helped me. So these are the factors I consider now.
Congratulations, sir. Actually, I really admire you after getting to know in detail about you. Since I was also working, I had always a reason. Since I'm working, my attempts are getting extended, and I could not focus on any other's life. And I would like to convey this to all our viewers that life should not be bound only with problems. There is solution for everything, and sir is the best example for it. Thank you, sir. With this, we conclude our today's Yashasina Bhavagiti program. I thank Gopal Krishna sir for coming to the program and giving his valuable inputs with respect to preparation, with respect to life, and with respect to things what need to be taken care. Thank you, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you.